Hey, welcome back, viewers. Just had some extra time today waiting for this customer to call me back on my estimate, but they brought in this 99 Silverado. It's a 1500 4x, and this has the 5.3 motor, and he just wanted a basic general check, and I thought, well, it'd be a good time to just give a general overview for some of the common problems that I see with these when they get up there around 130,000 miles. And that's given the mileage we see here and the type of use in Alaska and the common issues. And the first one I want to point to is a complaint of a grinding noise that's consistent with the speed of the vehicle, doesn't change when the brakes are depressed or whatnot. And there's another indicator of the problem in that the ABS light is illuminated constantly, and in this case I couldn't communicate with the ABS module. Well, let's get over here. Basically we've identified the, I don't know if you can see that the right front wheel is falling off. And you can tell by where the movement is that it's in the hub and bearing. And actually the left front has been replaced at one point. And I believe they probably disabled the ABS by pulling the fuse, because they were probably getting ABS pump motor energized every time they'd step on the brakes, because the right front wheel speed sensor is probably dropping out a signal and energizing the ABS pump motor. So the seller of the vehicle likely pulled the fuse, and who knows. So anyway, another thing I noticed is the inner tie rod ends are loose. I want to show you what to look for. This is super common too, between 80 and 130,000 miles up here. See if I can get a view of this. You can see in this area here, when I move the tire, or you can move the steering, you can see that movement where the tie rod itself is moving in and out of the boot, and that shows play in that joint. The same issue exists on the left front here, and that's a real safety issue. That's something we definitely want to address, and after replacing the inner ends, we're going to want to do a alignment and reset the toe on this. At least we'll do a full alignment. Another common issue, which isn't as much a safety issue but a common problem, is the axle seals. You can see the axle seal leaking here. Try to get a good view at it. They're leaking on both sides, and it's leaking a little at the pinion as well. See if we can show that. A little bit of leakage from the pinion, not super bad, but basically this one would require pulling the entire front diff, and I'd want to just go through it, reseal it, clean it up, put the quality seals in, and replace your little snap rings on the stub axles. But that's a common deal as well. Also, there's low coolant level on this rig, and that's a little more difficult to confirm the location of coolant leakage, but I'm suspicious of the water pump. There's very slight signs of leakage, but one thing to look for, and in this case I'd have to top it off and pressurize it to determine where it's coming from, but if you're suspicious of a coolant leak, look right at the base of the front of the motor, and if there's coolant dripping off that wire harness that runs under the front crank pulley, or if it's running off the right kind of oil pan surface area and your little red Dex Cool is dripping off of there, it's probably a bad water pump, and which is another common problem with this amount of mileage. And it looks like the original pump on there, I've got a video for doing those. I also recommend replacing the thermostat housing and thermostat assembly when you're in there. Take a close look at your U-joints on this rig. It's been done as well. They did a front U-joint. You can see the front shaft joint has been replaced. And it's aluminum shaft, which for whatever reason, these aluminum shafts just don't hold U-joints well, or the original equipment joint was just crappy quality. But the rear joint is original, and also see that the front brakes have been done, the rear brakes have not. The right rear brake caliper, see if we can see that. The right rear caliper starting to hang up and wear the pads off. These aluminum housing calipers are prone to hanging up around this mileage, especially if someone's replaced the brake pads and recompressed the caliper piston without really bleeding it and flushing it well. Anyway, it's likely going to need calipers and pads and caliper mounting brackets, rotors, and parking brake shoes. Can't say for sure without pulling it apart first, but that's probably what we're looking at there. So anyway, a few things that I thought most of you probably have seen time and time again, but maybe some of you, this will be helpful information, and that's what it's all about. I'm here to help, and I appreciate you stopping by to watch my videos. Thanks for the likes and subscriptions as well. I wish you good luck with your repairs. Have a good one.